Coming up on this edition of Rev Culture, improving performance. Thanks for joining me on this edition of Rev Culture. I'm Todd Lewis. Coming up on the program, Selene Tsang as a successful kart racer and is now moving into race cars. We'll meet the young woman from Richmond Hill, Ontario. Dr. Dana Sinclair is a performance psychologist. She works with athletes, including racers, to help them improve their performance. We'll discuss some of her techniques. But first up, he is a three-time champion and all-time race wins leader in the NASCAR Canada Series. From Roxton Pond, Andrew Ranger. Andrew, you have a new team and setup this year. It's a kind of interesting dynamic. Your cars are prepared by Kevin Lacroix's group. Your teammate is Marc-Antoine Cameron. It's a pretty unique setup that you have, but it seems to be working so far.
Yeah, like you said, it's a different package for me. New team, a new crew chief, and actually everything is brand new for me this year. So very exciting. It's a great season, and to be partnered with Kevin Lacroix, it's something that I will never believe before, but it's happened. So very happy. It's a good driver, and we can share some setups. So it's awesome to meet my new boss, Mr. Lacroix, and Mr. Matthew Kingsbury. They are partner in the same team, so it's awesome to be his driver.
And you guys have been such close competitors before. It's an interesting switch to be teammates now.
Yeah, like you said, I was watching. It's funny you say that because I was watching YouTube a little bit, some video, and every time that we have a really good battle, it's with the 74 of Kevin Lacroix. So yeah, it is definitely a good driver, a big competitor. But like you know, right now we did what we need to do in the past, and we are so happy to be partner, and we can share some setup and work together. And it proved, you know, we did like really good race right now, and everything happens really good right now.
You've had a long career in NASCAR Canada. You've been with different teams. You've had different crew chiefs, even different manufacturers, but you always found a way to win races. Is it chemistry? Is it being in the right place at the right time? What are some of the keys to success?
Well, like you said, I think a little bit of everything. I raced with Ford in the past, Dodge, and now with Chevrolet. So it's a lot of fun to see that. And now with teams, you know, when I jumped in the NASCAR Canada Series, I was with Dave Jacob. We won some race, and we won 2 championships together. I have Billy Byrne, crew chief, me in that time. And after this, I jumped with Mopar, and the owner of the team was DJ Kennington. So again, we win some race and win a 1 championship in 2019. And you know what? It's a lot of fun just to be there and try to do my best. And what I like is driving, and I give my 100% every race I do. And I don't know. I think it's a little bit of everything, and I feel comfortable with each of the company.
After some success early in your career in NASCAR Canada, you started to get some opportunities in the United States.
Yeah.
Never really made the leap full time. Is there a reason that didn't happen? Was it just sponsorship or something else?
No, but I think it's yes, we did some jump in the States. I did some cup. I did 1 start in a cup in Watkins Glen, and I did I think 20 start in Xfinity Series. We finished 3rd in Montreal, a couple of top 10, top 5. Again, you know, it's I just I remember when I'm talking, I did some K&N, some ARCA too. For waste management, and that team was awesome. We win a lot of race, and like you said, it's sponsorship. You know, it's money. This is what it kills me a little bit there. It was tough to make to find some and make a living with that. And every time I was able to do well, sponsorship quit the season after, small teams. So it's there where it kills me a little bit. And but I came back in the NASCAR Canada Series and win some race and have some good sponsors. Some people want to be behind me, and that's why I'm still in that series.
And you're one of the few that make racing your business too, your academy and some other businesses that you have going on as well.
Yeah, yeah. I have my own academy. I own with my partners 15 NASCAR car at Sun Air at the Tri-Oval. We base there, so we do a lot of a different package, and people can try some NASCAR, and it's a lot of fun. Plus, I do a lot of business program too for a tire company or with my NASCAR too. So it's I do a lot of business, a lot of different work, so I can make a living around that. So this is what I do.
I want to go back a long way now, even before all the NASCAR success, more than 20 years ago. You looked like you were on a path in open wheel racing,
Yeah.
Atlantics, then Champ cars. How did that switch come about to NASCAR?
First, when I started in go-karts, my idol was Patrick Carpentier and Jacques Villeneuve, and after this, I jumped in the Formula Renault series, Formula Fran-Am in the past, and I have a good partnership. Procter& Gamble, Tide was behind me 100%, so they gave us a good push to make the full season there, and we won the championship. And the year after, we jumped in the Formula Atlantic series, and we were Rookie of the Year, finished in top 3, I think, in the championship with Danica Patrick in that time in 2004. And we did a big jump in IndyCar. So 2 or 3 years in Indy, we did really well. I think it was fun. We did really well. The youngest driver to finish on the podium at Monterrey, Mexico. I think you were there too. So
I was there.
yeah. I just remember that. So I have a really good souvenir. We did really well. It's their way I want to go. Unfortunately, but not unfortunately, but my sponsor, Tide and Walmart, really want to do a quick change to the NASCAR, and they knew NASCAR was coming in Canada in that time in 07, and it was really a big change, because I really want to be an IndyCar driver, and to make a NASCAR, I was like, oh, not sure, big change, but at the end, you know what, we built our home team with Dave Jacob, and we won the championship the first year, so yeah, it's there where everything happened.
It's funny where the path takes you sometimes. And as I say, you've had a very successful career. And I guess there's the plan for the future is just keep going and keep doing
Yeah.
more and winning as much as you can.
Yeah, exactly. And two, you go with the where your sponsor want to go. If in that time it was very important to make some money in Canada, and they saw like a big opportunity in the NASCAR Canada series, and we need to think about it when we jump in the NASCAR Canada. It's because Canadian Tire was the main sponsor, so they really want to make a little business with them there. So. It was business wise, and I think a good choice. And you know what? It's a lot of fun. We won the 32 race right now, so in that series.
So winning more races, hopefully championships. What else does Andrew Ranger have in the future? Are you going to be a team owner at some point soon?
Oh my God! Oh, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. It's I can see all of the guys. They put a lot of money in the NASCAR. It's a lot of work. I know. I think I have everything to make maybe my own team. But seriously, right now with the team that I'm so happy. All the crew, they do an excellent job. It's professional. It's class. It's clean. I have a really good crew chief. It's in Klish. He's amazing. That guy bring a lot of experience in our team, and to have Kevin for partner, and really Sylvain Lacroix and Matthew Kingsbury, and with JC Payet. I forget about him, but he's my sponsor. He's the man behind me 100%, and he really likes. I think we are a group, we are friends, and everything works right now. So I'm more than happy to be there.
That's what it's all about, is getting results. I mean, we all want results. We all want to be good at what we do.
Dr. Dana Sinclair is a performance psychologist. She's worked with sports teams and athletes, including racers, for many years, helping them to maximize their performance. She's the author of the book, Dialed In, Doing Your Best When It Matters the Most. Dr. Sinclair, tell me, first of all, how you begin the process when someone comes to you looking for help.
Well, actually, I do a lot of listening at first and I ask a lot of questions. So usually somebody has in mind what they're either unhappy with or what they want to gain. And we start there.
Are there some common areas that you're asked to address, whether it's focus, whether it's motivation? Pressure, of course, is going to be a big one, I'm sure.
Yeah, pressure is the big one. But a lot of times people come and they say, I'm not getting the results I used to, or I'm not getting the results that I know I can. My training is this way, but my races are that way. So, help me out here. I don't know what I'm getting distracted by. But it's, there's a lot of tension, there's a lot of pressure, there's a lot of expectations. People think about results a lot instead of being able to stay calmer and focus on what they have to do in the moment on the track.
Is there too big an emphasis on results for the most part, would you say?
I actually don't think so. I think that's what it's all about, is getting results. I mean, we all want results. We all want to be good at what we do. It's just not easy to get to our best in the moment sometimes. So I don't think there's too much of an emphasis on it. But as a performer, if you're in a car, if you're thinking about results all the time, there's no way you could be focused on what you're supposed to be doing. That's the issue.
Do you find that adrenaline is also one of the areas that you have to address? And what I mean is that athletes thrive on adrenaline. It helps them and motivates them, gets them going, but that can also take away from focus sometimes.
Yes, and I think that adrenaline, I look at it as tension. So I'm always getting people to check their tension. So whatever's contributing to that elevated anxiety state or stress state, we need to bring it back down. So again, if we're looking at a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being calm, loose, 10 being uptight, nervous, adrenaline shooting up, there's no way you can think. There's no way you can get to your good skills in the moment when you really want to.
I was going to ask about anxiety and pressure that you just mentioned, but I guess they're all kind of intertwined and you have to untangle them a little bit.
Absolutely. So again, stress, anxiety, tension, we can talk about any of those, but really what I want people to do is figure out for them, where is their tension? Where's their anxiety? Because, a little bit's fine. Absolutely. It can help. But, if it's when you're really good, you've got to figure that out. Hey, when things are going smoothly and wonderfully, I'm at a 3 or a 5 out of 10. Okay, great. But when things aren't going very well or I'm not feeling it, I'm at an 8. Well, we've got a problem. So first things first, we've got to settle that person down. We've got to get some, sounds interesting or funny, but people need to be able to self-soothe. And not just on the track, but anywhere in a pressure moment in their lives. Because this isn't just for drivers, it's for all of us in our own pressure moments.
Racing is unique in the environment that you're wearing a fireproof suit, you've got gloves and a helmet, you're strapped into a car, and that's particularly different for a lot of athletes. So I guess environment plays in a role too.
It does. And it's interesting. It is based on the individual, but these guys do this all the time. They're good at it. They tend to not worry too much about those types of things. They worry about the car, right? That car isn't working. They are not happy. So that's the biggest sort of environmental problem, is if that car isn't working.
So tell me some of the strategies to help racers stay focused or refocusing, I guess, if you happen to drift away from your peak.
Right. Well, there is a process that I outline in the book, because I think everybody should be able to do this or use this, because we do tend to complicate our performances under pressure. So there's 3 steps, 4 skills. First step is figure out what messes you up, what gets in your way, what distracts you, what makes you negative, what scares you, etc. Then step 2 is, okay, there's some skills I have to pull out of here and some strategies. And you can get that often by thinking about, hey, when I'm really good, what am I doing? When I'm really not good, what am I doing? Step 3, pull those strategies into a doable, actionable plan. And that plan should be really short, bullet points on a sticky note. That's it. But the skills you asked, being able to calm down and stay there a little bit, being able to get to your performance cues, know what you have to do technically or tactically in that race to basically drive properly, right?
Mhm.
And being able to talk your way through it. You don't just go blank. You have to pre-plan what you're going to say to yourself, certainly in tough parts of the race, or maybe somebody's cut you off and you're not happy, etc. You can lose your focus pretty easily that way too. And then the last skill is being able to use your daydreaming constructively, visualize image. You've got to practice, you've got to rehearse some of those tough spots, right? Or even just how you want to start.
I noticed that you didn't mention confidence, and part of your thinking too is that it's great to have confidence, but it's not the only necessary element for success.
It is definitely not. In fact, I don't spend a lot of time on confidence with my clients because I'm always telling them it's overrated. You might want it, but you don't need it. You need to be able to drive and get to those skills in the moment. That's really what counts. If you get stuck on how you feel all the time, you are so distracted. You might as well just, put around at the back.
It's not about how you feel. It's, as you said at the start, it's performance.
Absolutely. And feel gets in the way, all of us at different times. And if you are aware of that and have gone through sort of those hot spots, things that get in your way, like all those things I mentioned, thinking about results, being negative, worrying about expectations, don't want to make a mistake, that's all feel based. It's not going to help you. When you're driving, your head needs to be on what you're doing. I mean, you will drift, but as long as you can shift right back over more times during the race, you're in good shape.
A lot of athletes talk about being able to almost observe at a distance. You're in the moment, but you're also able to understand and think pragmatically what you're supposed to do in that moment. Is it kind of a separation there?
That's an indication that you've got your tension under control, that you're sort of a 5 or a 6 and below on that scale, not above, because when that tension is up physically, you're not the same, you're not supple, you're not smooth, you're gripping things too hard, you're not smooth on your gears, etc. Right? So if that's an indication that tension's out of whack.
And sometimes drivers will get a message. There was one at the Canadian Grand Prix recently. Focus, George, focus. Sometimes you just need a reminder.
Absolutely. And it's great having someone in your ear that knows you and can actually see what's happening to you. And people pre-plan that too, right? Guys on the stand, will tell the driver, okay, talk. They'll help them talk through it. And it's a great reminder to have in the middle of it, for sure.
I'm in a car, I'm in a big track. It's dangerous, it's fast, and I'm not that strong.
Selene Tsang is a young racer from Richmond Hill, Ontario, and after a few years of karting experience, she's now making the move up to cars. Selene, tell me first of all how you got involved in racing. Was it like many do, through the influence of family?
Yes, my dad was actually a race car driver, and he was the one who drove the Cayman Porsche first. And 5 years ago, or around 6 years ago, he brought me to an arrive and drive karting track, Goodwood. And I didn't really like it at first. It was just so competitive, and I felt like I was being very discluded, or like not included because I was a girl. But then after I went like once every week, I started enjoying it. I enjoyed the community, I enjoyed the fun, and I also enjoyed the competition. And then after a year after, I went to do a ride and drive at Mosport, and the jump was not that big. It was just a bigger track and more people. And then last year, I started doing Mika, and I started racing 4-strokes for Pro Race Ontario. And the jump was also very different because there were more people, it was faster, and it was more competitive. And I didn't really take it so seriously last year because I just thought of it as something I could do for fun. But it just slowly got onto me, and I just really enjoy racing now, and I love the environment that I'm in.
Are there more women getting involved now over the last couple of years that you've seen?
I think so. When I got into Mika, there were a lot of other girl drivers that I was really surprised about. And I honestly enjoy that because it's more diverse now, and there's not so much of a sexual, like, division or anything. So it's not much of, oh, I'm a guy, that's why I'm better, or oh, I'm a girl, that's why I can't do this. But if you're really wanting to do something, you could obviously put your heart into it and you'll do whatever you want and you'll reach your goal, even if it's something hard or racing, anything. If you just put your heart into it, like anything can go and you can become successful. So
Tell me about the switch now from karting up to cars this year. There's a bit of a difference in making that leap.
oh yeah, the leap was really fast. I didn't really expect to race this year. I was very scared at first. I was really scared because I'm in a car, I'm in a big track. It's dangerous, it's fast, and I'm not that strong. So something small could like be very damaging to me. And it was just very stressful in the beginning. But now that I'm getting used to all the conditions and also going to track days and practicing, I'm more used to the car and I'm more confident in what I'm doing. So I think the leap is very big and tremendous. But if I didn't make this leap, I would have never experienced what I can do and like what I'm capable of.
Is it a little bit about challenging yourself to see if you're ready for the next step and making that next step and seeing what you need to do to be successful?
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely had to push myself and just go out of my comfort zone to actually see what I can actually do. For my first race, for example, I didn't really expect on winning anything. I was just like, okay, sit back, just finish the race and maybe my day will be done. And because I pushed myself and I was like, oh, there's another car in front, maybe I could like try to maneuver and like go in front of him. It pushed me and challenged me to see what I can actually do, but not to a way where I'm like fighting the car and I'm not like forcing anything to happen because that's how crashes and incidents happen. So I was just trying to go for the flow, make sure that everything was okay because, my mom was watching too. So
Is it a bit of a life lesson too, that it's good to challenge yourself and get outside of your comfort zone occasionally?
I think so. I think it is. I've learned many life lessons from karting and racing because you need to be consistent to actually see improvement. So that's one life lesson. And then the second one is you really need to make sure that you're capable of what you're doing before you can actually go for it. If you just, go for it, you might make mistakes and everything might not go as planned.
Where do you see yourself going in motorsports in the future?
Hopefully within this year or next year, I can compete in FEL in GT4. And maybe in the future, I can do a little bit of open wheeling. I don't really see that as a possibility. I really like being in a closed car or vehicle, but maybe open wheel will be the next move next year.
And that will do it for this edition of Rev Culture. Don't forget, you can catch up on past episodes by going to the Rev TV website. Please make sure you check out Speed Chronicles every Wednesday on the Rev TV YouTube channel and follow us on our social channels. Thanks for watching. See you next time.